Good morning, y'all. So today is the 9th full day in Japan, and as I said yesterday, Robert and I are doing separate things today. So I'm gonna stay at the hotel room, and Robert is going to go out. And what are you gonna do today? Robert's gonna start with Kiyomizu-Dera and then see several other shrines, and that footage will all be in this video, so you'll see what he did later on in the vlog. And now we're getting me some juice, so here we go. So it's like a giant bagel bite.
Yes.
Are you excited about it?
Very much so.
They're a lot smaller than I thought, so I'm glad I got two. For a sense of scale, that's how small the cups are. So I'm glad I got two. All right, so we're walking back from City Bakery. I'm so glad we found that place. I might even go back later today, although I think I'd rather find somewhere savory to eat lunch because I kind of want to just try as much food as I can. And since I'm just resting today, if I get sick, I can just go lay down afterwards and won't be that big of a deal. The green smoothie was very green, very spinachy, but then the oatmeal yogurt smoothie, I imagined it would be more yogurty, but it tasted like they had just blended a cheesecake and an Oreo cookie together, and it was delicious and it was amazing, and it was like one of the best milkshakes I've ever had. It was just definitely a dessert. So I had my healthy smoothie and my dessert smoothie. And yeah, I'm so tired. Just holding the camera is hurting my arm. I've only been vlogging for like a minute. My legs are tired. So I'm really glad that that place was just really close to the hotel. It's ironically the one day I decided to rest and get out of the sun. It's a cloudy day. Although Robert said that it's gonna still get up to like 92 today, and my legs are tired from this walk. So I need to rest regardless of what the sun is doing. I still don't want to be like walking around to a whole bunch of shrines and trying to keep up with Robert. Robert tends to make very ambitious travel schedules, and I appreciate him for it, but my body is weak, I guess. I'm not feeling as sad as I thought I would feel about the rest day, just because I really need it. And honestly, if I don't take a rest day, I'm not really gonna enjoy the last several days of the vacation very much, and I would like to enjoy the vacation. So back to the hotel.
I am either on Sannenzaka Street or Ninnenzaka Street. It's very unclear which one it is because the streets aren't like super well labeled. It's another one of these market streets leading up to a temple, kind of like Nakamise Street in Tokyo. It's very aesthetically pleasing and feels a little more lived in than Nakamise Street, which felt admittedly very kind of artificial. It's really pretty, really scenic. Maybe I'll buy something.
I'm feeling some nausea from the smoothies. The creamy cheesecake one was just so much richer than I thought it was going to be, and so like drinking both of those is definitely hitting in terms of nausea. I haven't really had any water today, so I'm probably just gonna lay down now. I'm gonna read this book and I'm gonna just slowly sip water, because obviously if I drink the water too fast, it'll make my nausea worse and I might throw up. So I'm just gonna read slowly and just enjoy the rest. Like, this was such a good decision.
Stairs. Why did it have to be stairs? That was a really bad Indiana Jones reference, but I think I've made it to the gate leading up to Kiyomizu-Dera, which is on the side of the mountain. I have to admit, that is probably one of the coolest dragon like statues we've seen in the entire time in Japan. Pretty great. I just really love these dragons so much. I didn't know what it is about them. It's so great. We have a very nice 3-story pagoda. I'm kind of excited to see the 5-story pagoda over in Gion later today.
So I've just been resting. So I'm just kind of when watching YouTube videos. This book is kind of sad, so I'm struggling to get into it. I don't know, it's like almost 11, so I'm feeling kind of hungry. Maybe I'll just get some candy. I don't know. I need some snacks. I need some snacks in this hotel room, for sure. And I wonder what Robert's doing. He's not texted me, so I wonder what he's up to.
I made it to the first fountain of sacred water. Kiyomizu-Dera actually stands for pure water. So this is the first entryway we've seen with all these bells and hanging paper. And it's just kind of magical in a lot of ways. We haven't seen anything like this yet. And no. This is just pretty incredible. I'm a huge fan of the lighting fixtures. These feel very different than the giant red lanterns we see. This is pretty cool. The views from Kiyomizu-Dera are incredible. It also just feels vaguely familiar, especially with these viewing platforms. I don't know, just based on Sekiro's Shadows Die Twice, this feels oddly reminiscent of the Senpu Temple on Mount Kongo, which is just very weird being here. Also, there's some very great views of like modern Kyoto, kind of in the distance. See if I can turn around and get one without putting down the camera. It's pretty incredible so far. I don't think when it finished how much you're going to be missing out on. Yeah, it's not really coming across from a wide angle. You can see modern Kyoto in the back in some angles. Just with everything, there's one of these incense burners in front of the primary shrine of the temple, which is very scenic and has a really cool aesthetic to it. However, this looks kind of comparable to most of the other things we've seen. We've come upon another shrine of really kind of beautiful, sentimental Jizo statues for lost or deceased children. I'm not sure if these are Jizo statues of just like a different style, but they're much smaller and less elaborate than some of the other Jizo statues we've seen. This Buddha statue is giant and absolutely incredible. It is so incredibly cool to see the shrine in real life, finally. This is definitely one of the highlights of the trip for me, and it's really a shame Linnaeus is too preoccupied and feeling too sick to see this. It's really incredible. I guess I'm on my way to the Koyasu Noto Easy Childbirth Pagoda. The childbirth pagoda is really nice. I'm not sure if it's super relevant for me. I also kind of finally understand why everyone carries handkerchiefs. It's just so hot and humid here. Like, Kyoto's on a different level of heat and humidity than the entire rest of the country. I guess this is another one of the famous water sources, pure water sources of Kiyomizu-Dera. It's interesting. Maybe the abominable snowman hangs out here. It's very unclear why there are these giant footprints outside of the temple. So I'm wrapping up at Kiyomizu-Dera. I'm going to try to head to Gion to see the traditional geisha district. Kiyomizu-Dera has been absolutely fantastic. There's something really special about this temple compared to a lot of the smaller ones we see in.
I'm still kind of nauseous. I should not be like trying to walk around Kyoto in the hot sun alone without Robert. I am kind of sad that I'm missing out on what Robert is doing. I'm sad that I'm alone in a small hotel room because I'm not feeling well enough to go out. Obviously, I'm sad about that. But I'm gonna go to the 7-Eleven. I'll let you know what I get. They have like a no filming sign in there, so I'm gonna respect that. So I'm just gonna go. The 7-Eleven's like below the hotel. I'm just gonna go.
Oh, the Temple Street is starting to get like crazy busy. I'm gonna try to like fight my way through the crowds to get to Gion for the rest of the afternoon. Well, still the morning technically, but maybe for lunch in the afternoon. Oh, I think I finally found Sannenzaka and Ninnenzaka Street, and they are extremely scenic, especially for a preserved Edo period area. So nice. What's a detractor from this experience is definitely the cars that go through these traditional Edo period streets. It really takes you out of it. I'm not 100% sure what these masks are about. 5-story pagoda is just so absolutely beautiful, and I can't even believe I'm not all the way into Gion yet. It's always so stressful when these guys drive through here. Not sure what I'm stumbling into, but it's definitely one of the most colorful shrines I've seen in Japan so far. These little, maybe balls of yarn are so surprisingly scenic. It's very distinct from everything else. I think these might actually be like prayer balls or wish balls, kind of like all the other like placards you see at the other temples. However, this is just so much more aesthetically pleasing. There's just walls and walls of these prayers and wishes. This is like so much funner than a lot of these places. These people seem to be getting greedy with the sheer number of things they put on their prayer bowls.
I got like a huge variety of stuff. I wanted to get stuff that was different than what we have in America. I tried to get small amounts of things though. These are chocolate covered pistachios. These are chocolate covered macadamia nuts. Again, a really small little package. Some things didn't come in small packages. Like most of the savory snacks didn't. I tried to get like half sweet, half savory. Now these I'm super excited about. I've had my eye on these for a while. I have never seen these in America. Grapefruit Haribo. They tend to have like way more Haribo flavors here than they have in America. And when I saw these, I just had to get them. So I got these. Edamame chips, I'm super excited about these. I got some pea chips. Salty snacks are key for dysautonomia, so pea chips. Now these, I love spicy food, so I'm psyched about these. I got these spicy chili potato chips. These look really good. These were on sale and I kind of wanted to try them. They're sesame rice crackers. And the last thing I got, chocolate with high cacao content. I'm intrigued as to what dark chocolate tastes like in Japan. Again, it's like a small quantity. Let's do a taste test. Here is everything that I got. I think it costed less than like 10 American dollars to get all of this, to be honest with you guys. Food is a lot cheaper here. We're starting with the edamame chips. Oh my god, these are insanely good. It's hard to describe the flavor. Like, it tastes like edamame, how edamame was meant to be. It's just so good. These are better than potato chips by a lot. If we had these in America, I would go crazy for them. Someone needs to start making these in America. They're not greasy. They just taste light, kind of like edamame. These are so good. Like, I should try something sweet. I almost bought these, but I didn't because we've already tried them. Robert, as I've said before, likes grape. Robert got these last night and we shared them. They're grape flavored tough gummies. They're mildly sour. A lot of the sour foods in America are like super harshly sour, but these are mildly sour, kind of firm. So good. Some of the best gummies I've ever had. Robert wants to buy a whole bunch of these before we go back to America so that he can like have them in America because they're so good. And I agree. They're really good. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have one. I had like half the bag with him last night. because they're so good. I didn't feel like washing my hands again, so I just kind of poured some into my mouth. They taste really good. Exactly how you would expect, like a grapefruit gummy. However, they smell weird. Kind of like rancid citrus. The smell is off-putting. That's my review of these. If it wasn't for the smell, I think I would like unequivocally like them. They're not as good as those grape gummies. Those grape things are like another level. Ever since I've had this bag open, I've been like, what is that smell? It's these. I don't know what the smell is. It's really bad. It's almost like dirty feet. They smell kind of like dirty feet. These pea snacks. I'm kind of in more of a salty snack kind of mood. They're alright. Really mild. Not as good as the edamame chips, but still good. I still like them. Honestly, the mild taste is kind of good right now given my nausea, so I'm just gonna munch on these slowly and watch YouTube videos and continue relaxing. I also need to drink some salt water at this point. So I'm really bored and I miss Robert, and I'm just gonna try all the snacks. Alright, we're gonna try these pistachios next. These are really good. Macadamia nuts. Pretty big. Oh no! The chocolate on these is better. I think the pistachios are better than macadamias. And now, try Japanese dark chocolate. I don't really have high hopes. I just got them because they look kind of interesting. Look at this. They're like little cubes. They have a very weird appearance. Alright, trying one of these. These are actually really good. They have like a little sugar coating. These are really good. They're almost like leveled up chocolate chips. So far, all of the snacks I bought have been good. I don't regret any of them. These are my favorite chocolate candy that I bought. Least favorite. Let's see what else I got. This would have better lighting if I just like switched the other bed, wouldn't it? I'm kind of starting to like tap out in terms of pain and all that. And I really know that I ended up with too many of the spicy chips. But I really wanted to try the spicy chips. So I like just got the bag they had. These are really good. They taste like spicy barbecue chips, but without the barbecue, if that makes sense. These are really good. Why is all the food in Japan so good? Alright, these are sesame crackers. Really hard. None of these snacks are bad. Like, none of them. They're all really good. This was a fun little adventure in eating a bunch of random things and just like tasting them.
I have made my way to the Yasaka Shrine in Gion. And I bought a shaved ice because I'm hot, but more importantly because they have exclusive chairs for customers. Unless Yasaka Jinja really opens up somewhere, it's kind of mid so far. Looks like a kind of smaller, scaled down version of Sannenzaka at Asakusa. And some of these temples are really starting to blur together, especially the ones that are just kind of the basic red pagoda type buildings with the big red gate out front. Probably the most interesting thing about this though is that like most temples have a very clear, well not clear, but like steady transition from city into temple, like Nakamise Street at Sannenzaka in Tokyo. This one is like literally off the main road in Gion, so you get like this kind of crazy view of cars through the gate, like the main gate directly into the temple. Okay, this is vastly more interesting, but the sun is excruciatingly hot right now. It's very hard to appreciate this to the fullest possible extent. This is a very kind of interesting shrine with a very different layout now that I see it. The lanterns are a really nice touch. After you stop looking at that like main central lanterns building, everything just kind of turns into standard shrine. So I'm gonna keep moving to get out of the sun.
I kind of regret eating all those snacks now. Sorry, I think I did something to my neck. I did something weird to my neck. I laid a weird way and now my neck is like messed up. I want to go home to America. I don't want to have to like be out in the sun 12 hours a day just to like see sights and stuff. Like I'm ready to go home. I hate to say it, but I'm ready to go home. Tomorrow we are going to be in the mountains, I think, for a lot of the day. The vacation is wrapping up, so that's good. This sounds ungrateful, but 2 weeks is just a really long time to be away from home when you have multiple chronic illnesses that require like a lot of management. I feel so sick. Why did I eat all that junk food? Why? I'm not having a good time. Hope Robert comes back soon. This vlog is just evolving at this point.
I do not have high expectations for this because I've made these at home before and they didn't turn out great. It's probably my mistake because I think I made them too big. They didn't cook evenly and they were also unglazed. But I have this odd suspicion that they might also not be as good here as I think they will be. So this is more about survival at this point with how hot it is than it is about actually enjoying lunch. The texture is vastly better than the ones I made, and realistically the only thing these are good for is to be a vehicle for better tasting sauce.
I'm gonna just clean the room, get everything packed up, because we are leaving Kyoto tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to do something productive with my time here. So just clean, get the space feeling better, then I'll feel better, get hydrated.
So I finally made it to the Nanzen-ji temple complex. The goal here is to show you the historical aqueduct and then start down the Philosopher's Path. At this point, this is probably the worst tour of like central and eastern Kyoto that's going to exist on YouTube, but I feel morally obligated to finish the Philosopher's Path just to say I did it. I think I might die though by the end of it. And this gate is massive. I'd have to stand across the street to even capture just the general shape of it. I don't know if it's coming across how just massive some of these structures and temple complexes are, and apparently there's bigger ones in Nara. The Nanzen-ji temple complex is famous for this aqueduct, which looks so distinct from everything else we've seen in Japan. It looks almost, I don't know, Roman, but it's just this huge brick arch structure that's carrying water. And compared to all the traditional kind of buildings, it's just so unexpected compared to all these wooden structures to see this massive brick like landmark. Additionally, it's really nice just being underneath trees, hearing the sound of water. It's really lifting my spirits. It is so oppressively hot. This is such a weird structure, and there's like not English signage around here to explain when and why this was made.
I didn't clean the room. I just started watching movies on Netflix. When I do a rest day, I really just like rest and don't move. Because otherwise, then I'm not doing a real rest day. I'm not getting enough out of it. I'm just so tired.
I have finally made it to the Philosopher's Path, and I am on my way to Higashiyama Jisoji, which is better known as Ginkaku-ji, or the Silver Pavilion, whose counterpart is the famous Ginkaku-ji Pavilion, the gold-plated temple shrine building in western Kyoto. So I'm going to walk this last kilometer or two and then call it a day. So far, the Philosopher's Path has been one of the most scenic, serene, peaceful parts of Kyoto. I really hate that Lene is missing out on this. Also, I just stopped by a vintage kimono shop, and I didn't realize how expensive those are. I guess they really are like luxury clothing here. But this is so just ridiculously peaceful and serene and beautiful, and Lene is really missing out.
Robert texted me and said he'll be back soon. We actually switched phones today because we don't film on my phone because my phone is like ancient and doesn't film very well. So we actually film all our videos on Robert's phone, so we switched phones. So I've been using his phone all day. I went down to the 7-Eleven to get beverages. So anyway, drinking green tea. I love these chilled green teas. I didn't think that I would, but they're really good. And it's nice to like have something bitter after all that like sweet and saltiness, like a different flavor. I also got this, which has mango in it, but it's artificial mango, so I don't react to it. It is good, but really artificial and sweet, so sticking to the green tea for now. Just laying in bed and watching a movie. It's actually not that sunny outside right now, so I'm kind of like, should I have gone out? But I know this rest day was what I needed. It's what I needed. So hopefully we'll get back to vacation as usual tomorrow and have a good last like 3 days in Japan. Can't wait till Robert gets back. I miss him.
So, the gardens at Ginkaku-ji are already extremely scenic. These might be some of the best gardens in all of Japan that we've seen so far. So I guess that this is the famed silver counterpart to the Ginkaku-ji Pavilion. The Ginkaku-ji Pavilion. The Ginsearan sand layer gardens are absolutely pristine and extremely zen. They're really nice. The water features are so nice. I really wish I was under that right now. Could really use it. I just wrapped up at Ginkaku-ji. I debated going to Ginkaku-ji because it seems like it should be vaguely in the same area, but it turns out it's like an hour across town. So I'm heading back to my hotel. I'm waiting on the bus. Apparently Ginkaku-ji can be a little underwhelming because you can't get as up close to the building as you can at Ginkaku-ji where I just was. So I'm probably going to miss that for the rest of the trip, but I don't really think I'm missing out on much. Anyways, it was really, really aesthetically pleasing over there and probably one of the nicest gardens I've seen so far.
I do want to say, like, it's all about perspective, and I want to say that I am very, very grateful to be here in Japan. I feel really grateful to have seen the things that I've seen. Like, yeah, I didn't see what we had planned to see today. I'm so grateful that I've seen all the things that I've seen. Like, I never would have imagined that I would get to go to Japan, that I would get to do this. I'm so grateful that I have a loving husband who took me here, who's been taking care of me the whole way, you know, who's not been making me feel guilty for needing to rest, who's been changing plans to make sure they work for me in my illness whenever he can, who encouraged me to take this rest day. I'm so grateful that I can rest. And even though I'm kind of cooped up in the hotel room for most of the day today, I'm still in a hotel room in Japan, enjoying being able to eat new snacks and new treats, being able to look at my window at a totally new space, be able to be away from home and some of the stressors there, be able to have a husband who's going to come home shortly and give me a big hug and tell me what happened and what he did. Like, I do feel so grateful. So I know that I'm complaining a little bit today. I know that I'm feeling sick and kind of documenting that to an extent, but I I am so grateful even to be sick in Japan. Like, I'm grateful for my life. I know I make so much content about my chronic illnesses because I really think that I need to tell the story of what's going on. It does suck a lot to be sick, but there are so many things in my life that I'm grateful for, like my marriage, my family, this trip, you know, the ability to go on these kind of trips with my husband. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm ungrateful or that all I do is complain or that all I do is see the negative, because that's definitely not true. Like, I see so many positives. And this rest day was great. Like, I wish I didn't need it. I wish I wasn't in the state where I need a rest day to the extent where I'm just like totally laying down the whole day and eating snacks. But I'm grateful that I get to do this and that I'm still have vacation left that I get to experience. Like, I've only needed one rest day this whole trip. I mean, that in and of itself is amazing. So there's just a lot to be grateful for. The fact that I did only need one rest day. The fact that my illnesses are not worse. The fact that I'm on the fludrocortisone. Because I can't imagine how much worse my dysautonomia and my intestines would be if I wasn't on the meds that I'm on. I cannot imagine how much sicker I would be in the heat, or how much worse my stomach would be, or how much worse my intestines would be if I didn't have medication for my dysautonomia or medication for my intestines. So, and that's thankful to health insurance and the care of doctors. So I do feel so grateful. And I just hope that that comes across in these videos. Yes, I am documenting what's going on with my body and my mind because these illnesses are real and really affect me. But it's not that I don't see the positive or that I don't see all the things to be grateful for, because I totally do. My life is so great in so many ways. I have a job that I love. I have a husband that I love who takes care of me, who's just like amazing. I have family that loves me. Like, I have access to good health care, good health insurance, good medicine, good health facilities. Like, there is so much to be grateful for despite the fact that I'm sick. So I hope that that does come across, because I do see the positive and I feel like I live a very wonderful life despite the fact that I'm sick every day. So I just hope that y'all know that. Anyway, back to my movie and waiting for Robert to come home.